Spotlight. There we go. How are you?
Good. Yeah, had a seller meeting this morning that went real well. I think we're going to get that under contract. And did you get my video about your expired?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Did you text it?
Yeah, text it.
Hmm. I don't see it.
Huh. I thought I said it. It was real early this morning. I think
Yeah, sorry. I texted you, or you texted me late. I texted you early. I know that
early.
some people
Yeah,
here
I'm an
early
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 riser,
riser
so
too. Yeah.
I was at the gym. I'm like, oh, I got this message. So yeah, I put it in your inbox. You know what? I probably
Wait.
sent it to your other number. I have two numbers for you somewhere. I got to clean those up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's in there. That'll answer your
I got it.
expired.
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
It will, if it works right, it'll start streaming automatically at 11 into the group. So we'll wait to get rolling until I see that on this end.
Okay.
The appointment you had this morning, what was that one?
Yeah, this was an expired listing. Yeah, so he was desperate. He was on the market for 6 months and frustrated with his realtor. And I
Okay.
walked in with my list with a twist and showed him a couple cash offers. He's like, "Where do I sign?"
Beautiful. I love
Yeah.
it. Congrats. All right. Well, I think, Mike, can you confirm that it's working again in the group? Let me see here. Oh, it is. Beautiful. We're rolling. We're live. So welcome to our Wednesday Masterminds. Today we are talking AI-empowered chatbots and marketing automations to convert more sellers, buyers, and renters. And our special guest is John Smart, aka Smarty. And so this is going to be kind of a demo with Q&A is the idea of the what he's built, how it works. We'll let you know, for those that are interested, how you can get access to what he's built. Mike and I continue to be blown away and excited the more that we get rolling with the platform, and the more.
Yeah, you're only about a week in, and you're already starting to see some results, which is
So
good.
yeah, I mean, we're getting replies from expireds, conversations with for sale by owners today. This afternoon, we're going to start going after stale listings. We've got connected with rent to own options, and we're just starting our endeavor, and already lots to be excited about, and opportunities already flowing. So, John, why don't we do this? Some people may know you, some may not. So maybe start with an intro, a little bit of background, because it is relevant, and then let's kind of dive right into what you've built here,
What we
and
build here.
why
Yeah,
folks
that
might
sounds
be
good.
interested. Yeah,
Yeah, so as Josh said, my AKA, I've been Smarty since second grade. I think I was a smart aleck in the back of the classroom, and Smarty pants stuck, and it served me well. So I had a 35-year career in in real estate technology in the commercial space. I built the number one platform for the biggest companies in the world. In 2024, of the Fortune 100, 97 of them still use my platform to run their business. So
wow,
every Starbucks, Walmart, Apple, Microsoft, Bank of America, you name it, the whole federal government, that's what we did forever. And then I sold my company to IBM, and then they gave me the golden keys of their Watson AI. So I spent 8 years running their international Watson group, learning how AI works.
Hmm.
for corporations. And then I retired from IBM in 2018 and did some investing and then got my real estate license. And as soon as I got into the game in real estate on the residential side, I'm like, oh, I got to change the game here and come up with a new way to talk to buyers and sellers than traditional door knocking and letters and emails and the things that finding all these realtors do.
Yeah.
So for the first 3 years of my career, I built a chatbot over on ManyChat. If you're not familiar with ManyChat, it's a chat building platform. It's one of the leading chat building platforms in the world. And I had the Pro Edge chatbot for real estate for a number of years that I used and provided the realtors across the country. Well, fast forward to spring of 2024, I started using ilist about a year ago in some of the
Yep.
iBuyer platforms, and teaching all my agents on my team, how to do different creative solutions for homeowners with sell and stay, trade in, fix up and sell. We did a lot of Curbio work, fixing up houses for homeowners and coming up with a solution sale for the homeowners. And using Joe's platform, he opened my eyes to Go High Level.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with Go High Level, it's my favorite. I'm a systems guy. I've used them all. Follow Up Boss. I'm an EXPer. Had KV Core. And I had a love-hate relationship with KV Core, to say the least. And being a tech guy, I'm like, I could do much better than that.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw what Go High Level was, I dove in head first and I white labeled it. So it's now called the Pro Edge Marketing CRM.
Yep.
And I spent the last 6 months building it out as a full-featured real estate CRM for realtors across the country, with the primary focus around the sellers, around being able to offer creative solutions for sellers, and all my drip campaigns and websites that you're going to see, all connected to ilist. So we offer these cash offers. And then starting around July, we then started to bring in, because I was determined to fire KV Core. So in like early August,
Ryan's not here.
I
Ryan's
brought
not
the
here.
IDX inside of the CRM, and
Yeah.
officially the end of August, I no longer use KV Core. And I even saved the smart number, which I think I told Josh last
You
week.
did, yeah. So Monday, actually, I sent
I was
a
paying
box.
$29 a month for a smart number on KV Core, and I it's all my for sale signs and all. I'm like, I got to keep that number, so I was able to hijack it out of KV Core and bring it back over here. So that's what we did. So now, and then we're also, in the last 2 years, we were rent to own specialists. So we did a lot of rent to own in the field. I'm from Philadelphia.
Yep.
My team here did, many dozens of rent to own opportunities in the last couple of years with some of the major partners, Home Partners, Landis, Trio. And now Trio is our main partner that I introduced Josh to. We do some Trio convertible lease programs for people that are on the fence of getting a house.
Yeah.
So now we have this full featured system, and I can report that what Go High Level's done for all of us across the country is eliminate a lot of expenses. I personally have fired 7 different companies that I was paying subscriptions for to run my real estate business. So I already mentioned KV Core, but I was using Keeping Current Matters and Hello Woofy to do all my social media posts, fired them. I was using Rebrandly to do my URL shorteners. When I do my marketing, I was paying them a nice monthly expense. That's all built into Go High Level. So now we do our URL shorteners. I was paying a third-party company for a dynamic QR code with analytics.
Yeah.
And now Go High Level has it native in the system, so I fired them as well. So we keep firing these companies because Go High Level is such a great company. They just keep adding really best-of-class capabilities in the CRM.
Definitely.
So let me dive in and I'll give you a little tour of it.
One quick thing, Smarty, because I want to kind of hack the algorithm on Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, 2 things that I ask. Number 1, hit the like button. I don't know how to get. I guess
and the balloons.
Trying to get the balloons. I don't know. Do us a huge favor. Hit the like button if you're watching on Facebook, and also curious if you're watching on Facebook. Comment what CRM, or some of you may be using multiple, what you're using for that currently, just because that'll help us kind of understand where you're at and how you might transition. And I will say that Jeffrey Thompson says lofty. Our plan is to slowly transition off of KV Core as well. So we're using what John or Smarty is about to share with you first and foremost with sellers and to use it to get listings. And as we do that, we're going to transition to
The
because
buyers and
we have,
renters and full featured.
exactly. We
Yeah.
also have a love-hate relationship with KB Core. I mean,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
there's so much to like about it, but there are
Yeah, and
often
so far in my 8 realtors across the country, we replaced Lopo, Follow Up Boss, Sierra View,
yeah,
KB Core,
yeah.
and just a whole host of other CRMs. But once these agents get in here, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm paying $300 a month for Follow Up Boss. I'm going to get rid of it, or I'm paying this." And
Yeah.
Lopo is like at $1,200 a month. So agents are really excited to have the full AI built in here and stuff for those tools.
So Smarty's going to get into a demo. As he does that, I'm just going through the comments here. KB Core and ilist. Natasha, you're definitely going to want to check this out if you're already using ilist. Peter is using KB Core. Rolando, KB Core and Follow Up Boss. Mark, KB Core. We put together a document with resources, of which one is the ProEdge CRM, which Smarty's going to walk us through here. You can get all of that at growwithjosh.com/tech, growwithjosh.com/tech. But Smarty did us one better. With the replay of today's, we'll have a shorter demo that you can go back on your own time and check out all of the features, etc., and get signed up with the platform if it's something that you
I'll
feel
put that
makes sense
URL in
for
the
you.
chat window, and we can put it on
Perfect.
Facebook for everybody. So
Beautiful.
it's like a 10-minute little video demo, but it has
Beautiful.
other resources on that page as well, so you can check them all out at once.
Sweet.
So
With all
let's
of that
share my
said,
screen and we'll
yeah,
dive
you
in.
should be able to, I hope, anyway.
Let's see. Does everybody see my screen?
Looks good.
All right. So this is actually how I use the system too. I demo as I use it as well. So one of the beautiful things I love about the CRM here is I get my coffee in the morning, and the first thing I do is I wake up in the morning and I go right to my dashboard. And my dashboards tell me the health of my business.
Yep.
So so far this month I've closed 5.7 million. Over here in my win rate, I got 126 opportunities I'm still chasing. And then down here, I could see all my different activities, and we have these pipelines. So I have my contract to close. I have all I just settled on all my houses now for this month. I don't have anything in the closed state because we just closed them all at the end of the month. But I have all the cash offers, what are hot, how many people are waiting on reviewing offers, how many people have accepted offers, how many rejected offers. So as we're getting offers on ilist and we're presenting them to sellers, it's just a nice dashboard to kind of see where the health of my business is. And I have my metrics and conversions and stuff that I'm looking at. And then down here, it gets into all kinds of things. It has my tasks. So it has a full task management and scheduling. It has the other one I fired was Calendly. So I was using Calendly for my appointments and fired them because Go High Level has a beautiful calendaring system. So all my calendars for buyers and sellers. So today I have to call Rosalind. I have a couple meetings, some missed calls, missing emails. We got a bunch of stuff going on that I have to get done on the skip tracing. So that's how I start my days, just looking at the overall dashboard. And then from the dashboard, KV Core, what I didn't like about KV Core is it had that dashboard and it would just have everybody in one page, like these text messages coming in. It was like no easy way to navigate that. Inside of Go High Level, they have the conversation window. And the conversation window will bring in all the different ways that somebody can communicate with you. So I've had sellers literally start with a text. They went to my website. They chatted with my chatbot. They saw me on Facebook and they went into direct messaging on Facebook. And then they sent me an email about a house they liked. And I could see all of that right here, including the voicemails, the missed calls, everything's in one consolidated world. So if I look at Betty Buyer here, for example, if I start at the very beginning, she came in a web chat. So this was on my website. It basically, she started talking to my bot, and this is all through the automated bot. The bot was asking her, she said, can you help me find a new home? She was shopping on my home shopping site, and she hit the chat widget and she started a conversation and said, hey, I'm ready to buy a new home. And that's when the chat bot went into gear And the chatbot said, hey, I got a buyer here. Let me help the buyer and see what I could do. So one of the first questions was asking the buyer, tell me a little bit more about your type of home you're looking for. So she's looking for a single family with a nice yard, garage, finished basement, at least 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And then it's starting to have a nice conversation with her saying, hey, that's nice, these kind of houses. What areas are you considering? And she said, well, I don't want to be in North Wales. I need to be within 20 minutes of Springhouse, where she works. Great. North Wales is awesome. What's your budget? 750,000. And you could see the kind of conversation that she had, solid budget. And then over here, what's your time frame? She'd like to be in the new home before the holidays. Understood. And then we get into over here, does she have a home to sell? And of course, yes, she does. So now I'm going to help her. And we already sent her a packet through automation. I have a trade-in program. So I don't know if you've heard of some of our buy now, sell later programs with Annie Mac and some of the banks, but I offer that to all the homeowners as an option before we just put a for sale sign on the front yard. So she was actually really excited. And then the bot actually does the scheduling for you. So when I wake up in the morning, not only to track my opportunity board, but I just go right to my calendar. And today I have 3 seller appointments and I have 2 buyer appointments on my calendar from last night. So the bot did its job through the text and the emails and the web chat and on Messenger. Somebody saw me on Instagram and they started talking to my bot on Instagram and they scheduled a call this morning about a house they want to buy in South Philly. So you just let the bot do its thing and you wake up, it's your personal scheduler and it's doing the scheduling and say, hey, Josh, the seller would like you to come by their house tomorrow at 4:00. Can you just confirm you could be there? And the bot will send Josh a message and so forth. So if you look here in the model, it's just a nice way to communicate. And down here, I can send texts, emails, SMS. I could do direct, Instagram or Facebook type messaging. So all these people will, this person's telling me that if this person just told me if I offer 500,000, they'll accept my offer. So I was already on ilist getting the iBuyers to get me over 500,000, and Zudelia just got me a 525. So I'm going to about to reach them and say, hey, I got 525. You wanted 500. When can I see you? And that's going to stop. There's another realtor that was going to put a for sale sign on this weekend, and she said she'll cut up that contract and go with me if I give her 500. So off market. So these are the kind of things that the AI and the capability of the CRM does for you. And over here, you have all their contact information, so forth here. We also have the ability to do team assignments. So over here, I have a team of agents. So if I want to assign this one over to Jim, I just have to toggle it over. And now that lead is out of my inbox and it just went over to my agent, Jim. And now Jim's going to take over the conversation. So you could have a group of agents and you could divvy up the leads. And I've also built some advanced automation around lead distribution. So I have agents that have 6 to 8, agents in their office and they want to do a round robin type assignment. So as leads are coming in, Mary gets the first one, Josh gets a second, Smarty gets the third, it just distributes them. And I also created another technology, which is called first come, first serve. So when leads come in, a lot of my agents take advantage of that, where a lead hits the CRM, we send a text out to all the agents on the team. And then there's a link in the text. And when they click the link, a form pops up with a I'll claim it button. And if they claim it, if I'm faster than Josh and I claim it, when I claim it, it says, congrats, Smarty, you got it. When Josh hits the button, it'll say, sorry, you're too slow, Josh. Try again. Right.
Well,
so
and you used an analogy, whether it was Monday or Friday, like for those of you at EXP, and maybe you're getting referral opportunities from like Home Story or similar, where like you have to reply in a certain amount of time, otherwise it's gone. It's that same functionality, but within your own
within your own CRM.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Then of course we have, typical calendar contact management in here. So I have about 5,000 people in here. We could create all these smart lists, just like you had smart lists in KV Core. So this isn't different. But I think the interface is much stronger. Like I could build all types of very advanced queries and different logic. And then based on the logic and the smart list, I could drive automations, and you couldn't do that in KV Core. So in KV Core, I had a big list and I would do filters and create my lists, but it wasn't as elegant as what you see here. So like right now I have 114 sellers that have gone to ilist and checked out their home value and cash offers. And that's where my automation kicked in. So anybody that goes to the website on ilist to see their values and their offers, we've already kicked into a whole campaign to touch base with that seller at certain periods, to see if they have any questions about their values and so forth. And then the way it's designed is we listen, and when the seller responds back in a text message, that's when the chatbot engages and starts the conversation. And he's going to try to get an appointment for you to go see that seller. So we send external information out through text, and then we listen. And then when the text comes back in, the bot will talk to them and then work a way to get Josh to the house, and then send Josh a message saying, this is when the seller would like to see you.
So I'm going to use this as a jumping off point to emphasize something that I had mentioned. I think it was 2 weeks ago on our mastermind. The reason why I jumped in on this and why I have Smarty here with us today is this is not a person that is building some technology to sell to real estate agents. This is someone that has built something to scratch his own itch and then is making it available to us. And so Smarty, it seems like a couple of times a week, wakes up in the middle of the night and makes the thing better for himself first, and then he can push out that improvement to everyone. The point is this, like, this is someone who is using it in his own business and is making it available versus, any number of, we all get calls and DMs and et cetera from people that are just trying to sell to us because we're apparently rich, all of us. And so everybody wants to get their hand in our pockets. This is someone that, scratching his own itch first and then making it available to all of us, which is pretty freaking cool. So,
yeah, I look at thanks, Josh, because that's exactly right. Because I started just with my own, and then like one thing I noticed, we were talking the other day, Josh, about the smart number, and one of the cool things here is you have your numbers in here, and you can have multiple smart numbers. But I have my main number that's doing the texting, which is my KV Core one that I brought over. So the texts are going out, but a lot of times when that text goes out, the seller just picks up the phone and calls you. Right. Yep. So one of the things I built was I was, I'm always busy. I'm out meeting sellers and doing all kinds of stuff in Philly. I'm not always available. So I designed what's called a missed call text back strategy. So I have automation so that when they call your number, within seconds, they get a text message saying, hey, sorry, this is Smarty. I'm tied up at the moment. I will get back to you momentarily. And it sends them a nice text message. So they get immediate satisfaction that I did recognize their call. Yep. And I'm going to get back to them. And if they reply back, then the bot will take over and say, hey, Smarty's not available now, but hey, he can be there by let me see if I get him there by 4:00. Yep. So even when all that happens, that text goes out, then the bot takes over. I still get the appointment. But one of the other cool things, and this is just an example of how we keep growing the system. My realtors, not only do I come up with ideas, I'm like, hey, this is bothering me how it works. Let me fix it. But agents across the country will come up with an idea, and then I just build it for everybody and then make it happen. So, Campbell has been vocal on a lot of the Zooms. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Campbell's down in Atlanta. He's been a longtime customer of mine. He panicked this morning because I showed everybody, if you go to settings, let me go to settings here and go to the business profile. Down here and go high level, you could attach your own voicemail to your smart number right here. So in the phone setup, when they call your main number, I don't need Ring Central anymore. Like all those other tools are gone. Like in EXP, we're using Ring Central and these other stuff. I don't use any of that now. So when they call my smart number, my iPhone rings. So you set it up so your iPhone rings. And one of the cool technologies that go high level, it has a whisper. So when somebody calls, you get a lot of those robot calls and stuff, spam calls, right? When somebody calls from the CRM, I have it whisper in my ear, hot CRM lead, right? So when I lifted up my phone, it whispers in my ear, so I know this is somebody I'm going to pick up, and then then the call connects. So, but if I don't pick up, this voicemail will take over and record, play the voicemail for them to leave a voicemail in the CRM, because my iPhone is more for my family and friends. Yo, this is Smarty. I'm at the bar or whatever. I'm seeing like whatever, or hey, see you soon. I'm going to Phillies. Go Phillies. I may say something on my iPhone voicemail, but in business, you're not going to do that. So you could have a business folk, hey, I'm out helping another seller get maximum equity for their house. Leave a message and I'll get you, come back and get you your money. So whenever you leave. So this morning about 7:30 in the morning, Campbell texts me with a long text in a panic. He goes, Smarty, I set up my voicemail and I don't know how I found out, but 3 sellers left me voicemails and I didn't get a notice. I don't even know how to find out if they leave me a voicemail because it's not in the CRM. So I'm like, oh, shoot, that's something that's not native in Go High Level. So between 8 and 9 this morning, I built it. So I built out a real fancy automation. So when somebody leaves you a voicemail, I send you a nice text message with the phone number and everything and say, hey, you got a voicemail from Joe. Call him back right here.
Wow.
So I just built it. I gave it to Campbell about an hour later. He's jumping through oh my God, Smarty, you just solved a major problem in my business. And then today, Josh, it'll be in your account. I'm going to update everybody in my agency will get that new miss voicemail. So you'll get that text message. So that's what I do. I just build things out as we go through.
Yep.
So I'll go through and kind of talk about kind of the over here we have the automations. So I'm all about automations. So if you're into marketing, automations are similar but not really to KV Core campaigns for my KV Core people out there, and you have follow-up
campaigns,
right? Smart campaigns. They weren't real smart. The whole KV Core world is, send an email and then wait 3 days and send a text and wait 4 days and send this. It's a serial just sending emails and text.
Yeah. Inside
of here, it is a full-featured workflow system. So now this got me excited in the morning because that's what I did at IBM and with my enterprise system. I was able to build complex logic for Starbucks when they open a new store. And if this happens or this happens or this happens, do this, this, and this.
Yep.
And that's what Go High Level gives us. So I'm able to do really, really advanced stuff in here for everybody.
Yep.
And so now I'm in my wheelhouse and I built literally hundreds of workflows for you. And if you come up with an idea, I'll build it and deliver it. And, we just work together. So some of the basic stuff. So over here, like if you look at my seller campaigns, I have campaigns for all the different seller types that you may be running into. So inherited properties, investors, motivated sellers. In this bucket, I deal with expireds, withdrawals, canceleds, HOA liens, people that are trying to sell or all of a sudden, they're in a pickle because the house didn't sell. I call them motivated sellers. We got pre-foreclosures, sheriff sales. I do quite, I'm like I put my cape on and I feel like I'm a superhero when I meet with these homeowners in Cheltenham, not far from Philly. One of my messages came out, because she hit the courthouse list and she hit my CRM as a lead. And we sent out an offer to this woman to give her a cash offer for her house in Cheltenham. A beautiful house with an in-ground swimming pool, $600,000 house, and she had $100,000 tax lien on the house. Whoa. And the court was taking the house from her last Thursday. So last Monday I got the call, and she raised her hand, and I went right. The bot said, "Smarty, get to her house at night." So I went and saw her 6:00 on Monday night, and she was in tears. They were taking her house, and I was able to go on ilist. I got 2 really good offers, and we ended up going with Zoomkasa was the one that gave us a really nice offer. They gave us $625 in cash.
I'm getting a call through that beep. If I don't know if the beeping came through, that's a call coming through the Smarty CRM.
There we go.
So I'm gonna let the missed call
text back to it still.
Yeah, get back to it. Yeah.
Put that bot to work. Get that scheduled. Yep. That wasn't staged, guys. So in any case, helping these people in the sheriff's sale, I literally got an agreement of sale signed with her that night, on Monday night. And then Tuesday morning, I went to the courthouse and I presented it to the judge and said, we're under contract, give us a stay. So the judge awarded a 30-day stay, and Zoomkasa we're closing next week, and we're going to pay off that $100,000. But even more so, we're doing about $100,000 renovation, and that $600,000 house is really worth about $850, all fixed up and renovated. So we're going to turn around and put a lot more money in her pocket. So that's the kind of thing that we do with like the sheriff sales. Another favorite one of mine, I'm doing so well with the other seller types. I on version 4, I haven't used it for stale listings, but on version 1, 2, and 3, I did it a lot on this. There's a lot of houses on the MLS that are sitting on the market for a long time. So I'm a Bright user because I'm in Philly. So I go into Bright and I say, show me all houses that are on the market at least 120 days. And I want to be a house at a certain age because I don't want the new construction to show up.
Yep.
Right. And then I load those in, but I load the agent in. And then we have an automation that's going to send an email and a text to the listing agent saying, hey, can I put some commission in your pocket? You haven't been able to sell this asset. Let me show you. I have a top offer. Let's talk. And then your phone will start ringing. All these agents are calling you saying, what can you do? And I go to ilist and I look at the house. Typically a house isn't selling for 1 of 3 reasons, price, condition, or location, right? It's right next to the highway or something, right? So depends on that house. I could have an opportunity to upgrade it, fix it up and sell for a higher price. And I'll cut a deal with the listing agent to split some commission. If you guys like Tom Ferry, I'm a big Tom Ferry fan. So I built his entire SMS and email drip campaign. Josh, I think you do it as well. Like if you could sell your house for X, what would that number be?
Oh, yeah.
So all those type of texts. So, I built the whole Tom Ferry automation in here for agents. And I'm really excited to work with Josh because I've been following Josh too on his masterminds and stuff and on YouTube. About your texting strategies you were doing K4. We're going to collaborate. We're going to take some of his other texting strategies and we're going to build automations for everybody in here as full automated texting stuff as well.
So imagine this, right? For those of you that have been following and you've seen some of the results that Mike and I have talked about with the conversation starting scripts, using those and then having the bot convert it into an appointment on your calendar, because we've been doing that manually and recommending that you do it manually, and you don't have to anymore. There will be times where you have to step in, of course, but like the vast majority of the heavy lifting can be done through what Smarty has built here, which is, it means we can all spend more time on higher dollar producing activities.
Absolutely. Yeah, and another one I'll show here. Has anybody used a product called HomeBot AI? Do you guys know that one? Right. So I've been paying. HomeBot AI. I've been paying $25 as a realtor, and then I have my lender connected, and my sellers always love those digest reports every month that they got. So that was another one I fired. I said, why am I paying $25 to them? I'll just build HomeBot AI in here. So. So I built what's called the monthly holiday theme. I got 4,500 sellers in there right now, and I'll show you how complex these workflows can get. This was a doozy for me. So if I open up this workflow and I zoom all the way out, you can see the kind of time I do in like middle of the night when I can't sleep. So I built some really advanced logic, and basically every month of the year I went into ChatGPT. And I said, give me a month, a holiday theme for every month of the year. Simple message to send to a seller, centered around the change of the market and do they know the new value of their house?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, it's a message that comes out of this flow that in October it's all around the Halloween and in the fall, and the leaves are turning, obviously Thanksgiving will be messaged in November, holiday season in December. I stayed away from the religious holidays and the messaging, but every single month there's just a nice theme. And my open rates across the country with my agents are sick in this. So every seller, they all go up to their website and check their valuation of their house.
And that specifically is the known homeowner. Like, are you doing that? Is that going to everybody? Or, for example, we've been building up a homeowner list in our KV core, people requesting a home value, folks that they might have actually opted in with a buyer offer, but we determined that they own a home, right? We skip trace. So those, we're going to get those on and get that out next week in our system. But do you put, like, how do you Those 4,600, how do you determine
Yeah,
who
so let me
did that?
show you what I did because I didn't want to have to do all that manual, figuring all that out manually.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do they
Yeah.
have a house to sell? And let me put them on and stuff. I'm like, let's automate. If they have a house, give them a value of their house.
Right.
So what I've done, and this is where you don't have this in KV Core and Follow Up Boss and stuff, but this Go High Level is just incredible. What I decided to do is I built this automation that every single contact that hits your CRM, you do it manually, you put a contact in. It comes from My Plus leads. They come in, you load them in from KV Core. As soon as that lead hits the CRM, this workflow fires. The first thing I do is we also can do commercial stuff in here, and I'm building a commercial module very shortly for a lot of my agents are doing a little bit of commercial. So stay tuned. There's some commercial stuff coming in here. But the very first thing I do when they come in is I have a condition to say, is it residential or commercial, right? If it's residential, I do another check that says, does this contact have an email and an address? Because if they don't have an address, it's just a buyer or renter, right? That doesn't have an address, and they don't have an email. Why am I going to communicate? Because it's like HomeBot. It sends them a digest, like a nice email every month, right? Yeah. So they have to have an email and they have to have an address, and then I put them on the drip.
Okay.
And then depends on when they come in during the year. Like everybody coming in today, it's skipping all these months. And it goes to October, and they're going to get the October email. Then they'll get November, December, January, February. And then I have this thing looping infinitely. So next January, it'll cycle back around. So this person will constantly get for eternity an email about the value of their house in your database because they have an address.
So I'm gonna ask something specific to me in a minute. Then we have some great questions. But first, Smarty, I think did you say at the beginning that you had put a link with the demo, et cetera? Because I'm not seeing that.
Oh yeah, let me throw that in here real quick.
Yeah. So I did drop in this chat and the live stream chat a link to just go directly sign up. But if you want a let's call it more concise or to the point demo to review what is in there and then sign up, and yes, that is my affiliate link. So Smarty, thank you for that. But it is something that we're using, right? I really only recommend things that I'm personally using. So there's that. We're going to get to the questions. Jeffrey, you've got questions. Steven and David have questions.
Yeah,
but
you want to copy that you want to copy that in the Facebook?
Oh, yes. I will do that. My question is
underneath the video, there's buttons for the resources underneath the video. So when you open up that link, it'll be I don't know if you guys use it, but one of my other marketing platforms is called Dubb, DUBB. I absolutely love Dubb. So that's like
Bomb, but
it's like Bomb on steroids.
Yeah.
So that's a Dubb video. So it has a landing page with the video on it, and then underneath the video, you'll see the buttons that'll take you to where you get more details about the different assets.
So a question specific for me, but will be relevant, for folks that get signed up. That holiday. So if we export all of our current homeowner data from KV Core and import it in there and just load it to that workflow, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And then you'll start seeing sellers go to Joe's ilist. You'll get all these text messages. Another seller, check their values. Another seller, check their values.
Steven asked, what if you already have GHL?
Yep, good question. So I do have agents that had GHL. What we do is we can transfer your sub account on GHL over to me. And then what I do is I bring your GHL over, and then I apply my V4, all my automations on top of it. So
that is exactly what I did with my ilist GHL. Well, I didn't. Smarty did that for us when we got signed up. He took the existing ilist GHL account, and we didn't have a ton of stuff in there, but we had enough that it made sense, and he just transferred it
over, and then we applied the upgrade, so you get all the automations.
Yep. All right. Other
questions?
Yeah.
So just to end on this, on this real quick. I showed you a lot of seller stuff, but there's a full automations for buyers and renters. So I built all open house. I have open house check-ins, long-term buyer drips. I also did you talked about the text. It's a theme-based text. I did one for buyers. So the buyer is going to get a text based on the month that it is about are they ready to start shopping for a house? So
Yeah.
just like you have on the theme, this is a whole drip campaign that every month a buyer is going to get a text message asking if is now the time, it's fall now, you ready for a new home? And that's where we let the bot engage and start the work.
We haven't done this yet, but two things that we are going to be testing with this is A, promoting a specific listing with that workflow, right? We've been doing that using KB Core, but this is, I mean, another level, right? And because the chatbot is there, it's how Smarty is waking up to appointments, right? It's gonna work regardless of if you're hanging with family, if you're sleeping, if you're whatever, out on appointments. And then the other one is like instead of for a specific property, like a property list, and using that in those two scenarios on the buyer side. So excited to do that. What is your experience or thoughts on the email deliverability versus other options or platforms?
Yeah, so email deliverability is very, very strong and go high level. They really invest in it, and we've made it sure. One of the things I do is as a an individual like that's providing all these emails and stuff to you, is I really pay attention to dirty words, or bad words, right? That the carriers are looking for. In fact, I came out with version 4 because I don't know if you know this, but AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile got together and effective on September 1st, there is a whole list now of words that we're not allowed to use in text messaging.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, the word property, offer, there's some words that we use every day as a realtor are on that list. Yeah. So all these agents are like, I'm sending texts and they're being blocked, right? Or this one went out, well, that was AT&T, but Verizon blocked this text to this seller. So what I try to do is I constantly upgrade and iterate. I'm on version 4 that just came out last week, and I redid all the SMS. But as it relates to email, I'm into like the 98 to 99% deliverability on emails, and then I have a high open rate and click-through rate with the emails coming in because of the engaging side of the emails. So there's some analytics. In fact, I'm going to be bringing in a new email analytic capability in the agency soon. I'm talking to somebody. We're going to build a new dashboard to really let you hone in on your emails. And what's cool about this tool I'm going to bring in is it doesn't just say did it get delivered, but you may have 100% deliverability on Gmail, but AOL, you only have a 72% deliverability. So this gets down to the destination of where you're sending the email. You may have a send problem.
Yeah. So and listen, I'm just calling a spade a spade. KB Core email deliverability sucks, period. Okay. So if you're comparing it to that, it's not even close. If you're using something that is dedicated for email deliverability, you may or may not be, better off here. But the other piece of this that is is a huge factor is the drip mode. So one of the reasons why the deliverability is high is it's not blasting all at once. So if you go into KB Core and you want to send, for example, if I want to send an email, which I did this morning, to 9,200 people in there, it sends it all at once. The deliverability of that, it hurts the deliverability. There are other factors going on there, but that's a big factor. This, you could set it up to drip it out over time, which improves the deliverability. We've only been using it for a short period of time, but Mike voxed me yesterday. Mike and I use Voxer because we like the voice chat. And he voxed me yesterday, pleasantly surprised at the early results of our email deliverability, how many were getting delivered, and more importantly, how many were getting opened, right? Because that's really the most important thing. Are people opening the message? They can't read it if they don't open it, right? They can't read it if they don't open it. So extremely excited about that piece. To that, to this specific question, Jeffrey asked, can we have our own sending domains?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So part of the setup is you're gonna identify your emails, the email you're gonna use. So if you have a branded email for sending, that's all in the setup or go high level. You're gonna get your phone set up. And then you're also gonna have your domain for not only do we have all the automations, but I'm a web designer, and I'll just show you some other things in here very quickly. So in addition to the automations, I built a full realtor website for all my clients. So you get this website as part of the CRM. And I don't know about you, but the KV Core website's ugly. So the KV Core system is just not it's not nice looking for my clients.
Yeah.
So we have all that in here. So, and the nice thing about it, because I'm a developer, this website can be set up for you in roughly about 20 or 30 minutes to an hour at the most.
Yep.
Okay. Because the way I think, because I'm a developer, when I designed it for me, of course, I picked my colors and the family with the vegetables behind there and stuff like that, and the button colors and all this stuff here. And I'm like, all right, well, if I'm going to make this available to every agent in the country, I need to let them have personalization to the website as easy as possible. So one of the things you'll find inside my system is KV Core has what's called custom values. And I use custom values to design the website. So two of the values are color codes. So it's going to say, what's your primary color and what's your primary second color? So I'm EXP, so I like the blue and orange, but I have agents that have pink and green and, all different colors. They put their branding colors in, and then the website, all the buttons, the menu header, the footers, everything's in their brand and color.
Yep.
And then even that image you see there, that's what's called the hero image. That's a custom value. So I have agents that have mountain scenes or a kitchen scene or whatever for the top of their website, which is coming in here. Now, this is, if you're an ilist user, this is completely integrated to ilist. So selling a home, go right to ilist. Cash offers goes to ilist. And then this is how I got rid of KV Core. So inside of the CRM at an added cost, so I just got to put that footnote, it's an extra.
Yeah.
There's a partner of Go High Level called IDX Broker.
Yep.
It costs us roughly about $90 a month for IDX Broker. So for me, a lot of agents, I would say half my agency uses it. The other half is still doing the shopping on KV Core or Lofty. So you can make a decision, all right, I'm going to let my buyers stay on KV Core. And that's what I did for about 6 months. So I left my buyers shop on my KV Core site.
Yep.
And then I have my sellers in here. And then when I was ready, I said, you know what, I want to have the whole experience in my CRM. I bit the bullet and I signed up for IDX Broker. Yep. But it's a full featured, if I look at Maple Glen, right, it's a full featured IDX. So I'm looking for 650,000 to 750, 745, 4-bedroom, typical shopping, yep. Right? And I have all my shopping now here in Go High Level. Yep. So when I'm in here, the shopping widget, everything's in here for the user to integrate. So here we go. So and the shopping, and it's a much nicer experience, right? The forms are nicer, the maps are nicer, and you have the full featured shopping experience for here. One of the cool things about Showcase IDX that we all love is, you know how KV Core would send your clients an email with the homes. You set up a property alert and they get an email from you. Emails are not the way to deliver homes to a homeowner. So with IDX Broker, when you set up and there's a platform where you can set up your alerts. When you set up an alert, let's say that my client wants to be in Maple Glen and they're in the 700,000 range, and I set up an alert for this family to show them homes. They can get those alerts right on their phone. So when it goes just listed or reduced, they get a text message with the home right on their phone, which is really nice.
Yep.
And then here's the other very powerful capability. There's AI built into it. So let's say that the wife just jumped on the map and she went to a neighboring town over in Bluebell, and she's now looking at houses at $850,000 range. The AI understands that, and it starts now finding homes in 850 range in Bluebell and starts texting her homes in the area now she's shopping. Yeah. So it adjusts the alerts through AI and her behavior on the map, which is super, super cool.
Yeah. We've got a lot of comments and questions. So I want to try and get through as much of this as we can. Chris, just a comment. Some of the KV Core Smart Campaign text got blocked. Yes, because that's because of the recent change and the dirty words, right? Yeah. So Smarty is all over that. Jackie, exploding head emoji. I totally agree. Yeah. Jackie asked, can you show one of the home value emails? So the monthly theme, just to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And while you're pulling that up, besides texts and emails, do you recommend adding any other marketing to get conversions? Ringless voicemails.
Yeah, ringless voicemails are pre-built into the system. Yep. So the system has all ringless voicemails built in. So all my automations, like when a FSBO hits Zillow, within seconds, they get a ringless voicemail from all my clients. So you set up your voicemail and hey, congratulations selling your house on your own. Did you check my my FSBO pages? So ringless is a key part of the strategy. And then of course we do a lot of in the system. Before I do that, I have over here. We have where is it? Right here, Ad Manager. So we're big on advertising. So I built
remarketing, retargeting.
Remarketing.
Yep.
Let me log in. So this is it's under the video. It's called the Pro Edge AI Ad Manager. So that's an extra. There's different tiers of my CRM. You have your base CRM, and then if you want the advertising, that's a second tier, and then there's a third tier as well. But this is an AI based advertising platform that crosses every social channel you could think of. So you no longer have to go into Facebook Ad Manager to run a listing ad. You just do it here. And what's nice about it is you could upload your house picture and you tell the AI, write me the copy and do all my call to actions. And it does all your A/B testing. So it's going to do 6 or 7 variations of all the call to actions. And then it runs the ad and it turns things on and off based on performance.
Yep.
So you don't have to go into Facebook anymore and say, oh, that ad's not performing. Let me shut it off. The bot's watching it and saying, this is the call to action that's getting all the click-through rates. So boom, it starts the advertising. So we have that. We also have it under marketing, go high level. I told you I was using Hello Woofy for my postings. So in here, we have a whole social planner. So all your like I'm connected to all these sites. I got LinkedIn, Google My Business, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. All these channels are connected to my CRM. And then we're doing social media posts to all those every single day. It's all about SEO. So I post my Google My Business and stuff. So you have a calendar in here. It's just
Mike set up through this. We're just barely scratching the surface with this, but he set up when I post to my my Josh Shanley EXP Realty YouTube channel that it just blasted all out. And the first one went out yesterday. And I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Let me just show you real quick. I get rid of all this other stuff. Oh, Jesus. Let me just do it this way. Facebook.com. So one of the cool things about the posting schedule, and I'm a developer, so things like RSS feeds, if you're not familiar with RSS, I teach you how to do it. So for my clients, as I'm growing Smarty the Realtor on Facebook here, I don't want it just to be about real estate. So I created a RSS feed that 3 times a week, I'm getting hot restaurant news and stuff in Philadelphia. And I'm starting to get a lot of engagement on my page. So as it comes in, a new restaurant opens, I have, hey, this house is listed, or I have an open house and here's an article that rates are coming down. And then another feed will come in and say, hey, did you check out this new restaurant in town? And it has a link right to Philadelphia Magazine and the new restaurant review. So that's called RSS here in the model. So we do those kind of things. So your question about like the home value, let's go into contacts, and I'm just going to bring myself up. I'll send me an email. So Smarty Smart.
While you're doing that, James says, I can't sit still. I'm so fired up about getting all this set up. James, with what you do and what you've been doing and so forth, this is going to make how you've been doing it way more efficient and effective, and probably save a ton of money as well. No doubt about it. And then Jeffrey, I haven't forgotten about you. Jeffrey's got 2 great questions that I will after we show this, we'll get those.
So I just shot myself an email. Give it a second. Here it comes. Oh, this is my same cell phone. So this Desiree just left me a voicemail. I just got my phone just rang. A seller just called my number.
That's great.
This live system, guys. So sellers are calling me and doing all kinds of stuff. So this is the email that came out. So in the realm of real estate, data is king. The home value tool marries data and real estate, providing a crystal clear view of your property value. Whether you're charting a new course or simply curious, our tools equip you with success. Explore today and witness the data meets real estate. And then this goes right to Joe's home value and cash offer site on Joe's. Oh, that property's not in there. So Joe has an IP, an address issue. But that's how it works. So they get a button that goes right to the home value page on
Yep.
Joe. It gets that address up, and
They don't have to log in or anything. As long as it's, that was unfortunately that address wasn't in there, right? Which is why but if the address is in there, and for those that have been following, I've been doing that through KV Core, and it's the same thing. And not only that, like to Isabel's question, this isn't built into this yet, but sending direct mail is another, is also helpful in the conversion piece. And you can set it up so that the direct mail, somebody scans the QR code, they immediately get taken to their dashboard. They don't have to opt in. They don't have to log in, anything like that.
Here's an address that was in there. So that when I went in the email, I clicked on the value button. This is what I get. So Perfect. It's branded to you. Yep. This is ilist now. So we're now in the ilist world. So you get your branding, you get the values and the cash right here, and the ability to play around with your values. My sellers love this. So I have sellers in here all the time. They're like, I just put $20,000 or $1,800 in landscaping, and I just put in a new kitchen, right? And then their values are getting updated. So this is a nice valuation page that we use right here. So what other questions you guys have?
Okay. So sorry. Chris, you asked about ilist. So it integrates with ilist, and then you would Smarty's CRM would replace the ilist CRM, and eventually could replace KV Core for you as well, Chris. Jeffrey asked, and I'm not familiar with this, has GHL moved past this growth issue lag system bog peak during peak hours? I don't notice any.
Oh yeah, we've been using it now for 6 months, and I'm not seeing any degradation. Yeah. But with that said, guys, Go High Level has an option where you could host all your sites and stuff on WordPress. So that's right in the system. It costs an extra $14 a month to have WordPress hosting. But once you're on home WordPress, I know, Josh, you were looking at it.
Yes, we're planning to do that.
Yep. A couple of my agents are moving over to WordPress because now you have the SEO bump from WordPress and you have the performance of WordPress. So if you do see any degradation of the sites and stuff, clearly you could just hop over with a click of a button. Your site's now on a website hosting. I'll point out that in addition to the CRM, what I do for everybody is I built my own social media. So it's like Facebook on steroids. So there's a community board where people are commenting, new comments are coming in, people are responding to comments. So that's how we communicate to each other. We do a lot of referrals in the group because agents are across the country with the CRM. And then I have the learning modules. So in the learning modules, I have all the courses here for you. And then lastly, I host 2 masterminds per week. So on Fridays at noon, East Coast, this is, guys, I do my main mastermind, and that's more strategy. And like next week, I have a really special guest coming on that's going to blow your socks off on an offer for homeowners. So, you don't want to miss next Friday, Josh.
Sweet. Yeah.
So I have these special guests coming in. I had the CEO of Zoom Casa a couple of weeks ago, or it was back in August. So, I'll bring in like the CEO of Zoom Casa talking about their cash offer programs and how they help us. And then on Mondays at 4:00 East Coast, I have what's called QA Mondays. So it's an open Zoom. I usually get 20 or 30, sometimes 40 agents in on a Monday. Yep. And that's where you're like, hey, Smarty, can you log into my system and show me how to do this? I'm stuck. Or how do I do this and Go High Level? So I constantly are pushing the envelope and teaching you how to use this tool properly.
Yep. We got 5. I try to keep these to an hour. So we've got 4 or 5 minutes left. A couple more things. So the jumping off point of that, those are all recorded and you can go back and check things out. I was going back through 2 of them this morning, 2 old masterminds, just because I'm still learning and want to be able to utilize everything. There was questions about the workflows. All of the workflows are included. The website is included. Now, texting and email and so forth, there is a cost to that, but it's super cheap to get all of what Smarty has built. And then there are, then you have usage costs, let's say. The IDX is extra and ilist is extra, right? But they integrate with everything, okay? All of that said, if you look at this objectively, and all of the things that you're currently paying for, you're probably, many of you anyway, may save money in the end. Like maybe not immediately, right? Because there's a transition and you got to get things moved over. But like, eventually you'll get to a point where, ideally it's saving you money. And also eventually you won't care because you're getting so many interested sellers and appointments and so forth that, it's irrelevant anyway.
One of my agents was laughing. He was complaining and laughing at the same time. He goes, in KV Core, all the texting was free. He goes, man, I just got a bill for $195 for texting for SMS. But he looked at his thing. He sent out 16,000 text messages, but he closed 9 houses. So
Who cares?
Over $100,000 in commissions. And I'm complaining about $190 text usage fee. It's
focusing
all
on the wrong things. But he was joking. He was joking. Jeffrey also asked, is an IDX feed required for this GHL adaptation?
No. If you have an IDX somewhere else you like KV Core or Lofty, and you want to stay with that, you could, you don't have to bring IDX into here.
Yep.
It's more optional. Like a lot of us are now, I just want to do my entire business here. This also has contracts and signatures. I'm going to get rid of DigiSign and SkySlope eventually. I still need SkySlope for EXP, but all the signatures and it has a blogging system. We just scratched the surface here. So that also will start folding in.
Someone had said GHL being laggy. I can tell you, and Mike will back this up, it is way faster than KV Core.
Yeah.
I mean, and it actually works. Like I haven't been able to actually do, if I bring up my contacts in KV Core, I can't do a search. I haven't been able to do it for a week and a half. It just doesn't, it's not even an option. The only thing I can do is hashtag. Yeah. I mean, so does that mean it's technology, right? Stuff happens, there are things that pop up, but just generally speaking, it's not even close. Chris asked, does it pull mortgage info? So ilist is doing some of that, and they've mapped over with API. I don't know if I'm using the right language. But
so I'm partnered with Joe. Joe and I meet on a regular basis. So I help him design ilist. I push the envelope on his system, making it easier because I'm a systems guy. Joe has this new API he's been talking about for about 4 or 5 months. And now when you do an offer in ilist, it's like all the data is filled in, the mortgage balance, number of garage spaces, all that comes in. Well, what we're doing this week, Joe and I are mapping it. I already put all the fields in the CRM for everybody. And his development team is mapping the data from the API to our fields in the CRM. So when you saw all those sellers go up to my website, 114 sellers, all those sellers, it'll round trip, and then the mortgage balance will be right on their record after they come back. So it goes up and down, and it's going to pull. So that's a key thing. And then the last thing I'll mention is, because I'm a data guy, I found I have a big development team in India. I built some mobile apps and some other things in India. I built those relationships when I was at IBM. I now have access to every household in the United States. And we just built a data service that's going to give us lead generation at a fraction of a cost for 19 seller types. And the relevancy of the data is 48 hours old. So if a husband and wife leave the lawyer's office after filing a divorce, they're in your CRM getting a text and an email within 48 hours.
That's wild.
If they go to the courthouse, they're in your list. So what we're looking to do, we all pay for data. So a lot of us are using My Plus Leads and other sources to feed us in the system. That's $70 a month. I'm going to tell everybody, get rid of that bill. It's now the leads are coming into your CRM from this other source. So we're looking to provide the leads data as well. And then lastly, we have the postcard people. So this is what I'm going to do. A lot of you are using Thanks.io. I'm talking to Ryan to have Ryan put Thanks.io in here as well. This is another partner called PCM Integrations, and they do all the postcards and letters right from the CRM.
So we're going to come in for a landing here. Jeffrey, the answer, you can build, yes, you can add that. your own custom fields and create your own automations and reminders, like for birthdays or house anniversaries or whatever. You can add that stuff on, because it's a GHL account like any others, right? He's gonna set up everything that he's got and can push out the updates and upgrades, but you can add your own. Okay. So, yep. There was a lot here. If you missed anything, A, go back and watch it again. B, check out the demo. The link is in the chat, whether you're watching it Zoom or Facebook, or if you're watching after the fact on YouTube or on listening on our podcast platform. The links should all be there. But if you can't find anything, just hit me up, DM me, call, text, whatever. I'll get you everything you need. And Smarty is going to come back a little, between now and Christmas, and we're going to dig in more specifically. This was kind of like a general overview. I mean, there was a seller lean to it, but we're going to dig in more specifically to the seller piece of this, and not just how to get the conversations and appointments, but how he's converting them and so forth. So we don't have the date for that yet, but stay tuned on that, and we'll let everybody know when we have that nailed down. Smarty, thanks so much for spending an hour with us today. This is great. It has me even more excited. And we're actually working on stale listings this afternoon. So
there you go. Get ready. As soon as you send those out, get your phone ready, because
that's why I've got a block of time here for the next 4 hours. So we're gonna fire off the automation, and then I'm gonna play a whack-a-mole with my phone.
Jeffrey, I know I saw you on the birthdays. You could build it yourself, but a lot of times the agents say, "Hey, Smarty, we build everybody a birthday campaign, and then I'll build it and put it in the CRM for everybody."
Yep. And that's the other cool thing here is from idea to implementation and action is very quick. You make a suggestion to KV Core, good luck.
Good luck. I don't sleep, guys. I built the whole buyer one in between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Last week, and everybody woke up. They had it in their system. Somebody gave me.
Who owns the data with GHL, Jeffrey? It's your data.
It's all yours. You own all the data. It's your sub account. It's all your data. And of course, if you ever want to leave me, hopefully that won't happen. But if you want to go to another, you have your own agency. You want to go to another agency, we'll just transfer your sub to that other place.
Go High Level does make that very easy, and I know, because unfortunately we've had to do it a few times recently. We're done with that. We're the only thing we're moving is more into this one. So
you found your home.
Yep, love it. Thanks so much. Thanks everybody.
Right, thanks, guys.
If you need anything, let us know, and we'll see you next week. Oh, next week. Who do I have next week? Next week I'm traveling, so I'm pretty sure I'm fairly certain it's going to be Ryan Hartman and Joe Peterson of ilist. So Ryan Hartman with Thanks and Joe Peterson with ilist, and how that integrates. And by the way, they both can play very nicely with what we talked about today as well. So look forward to that, and we'll update everybody next week on that. Thanks, and get after it.
Have a good day, guys.